The next person is the Connecticut H&I chair. He's going to talk about the relationship with prisons and very briefly about the virtual conference that went on right now. So
Acting Mark, hey, Ravina, what's up? That's awesome, Nicole. It's I didn't know anybody was in there with virtual meetings. I'm trying to work on that. I guess I'll just talk a little bit about that. I mean, just recently, Adam, who's on here, we're working on trying to get some CDs for the prisons. That seems like, one of the things they want right now. Getting Zoom and we were talking about just the audio part. With the video part, that seems like that seems to be an issue. So we came up with some ideas for audio, and one of the things that I presented to her was our home group, and I heard a lot of people talking about this, and I kind of like wheel it back for a second here. Our home group, this was one of the actually most rewarding things this year, was getting a Zoom hybrid virtual meeting going at our home group, and which I was a part of. And the funny thing is, if we started it last year, we were looking at doing a sponsorship at event, which is December 1st. So we started looking into the internet connections in the church, and I started to looking at upload speeds and what it would take to get a Zoom connection in there. And come to find out that they had like an archaic internet, like most of these churches, and even the prisons and stuff too. They don't, the internets that are in place, that's one of the little barriers to get by. All the internets that are in place are not strong enough to even do a Zoom. So it took us like 6 months to get high-speed internet into that church. And then, this COVID-19 thing happened in March. So we were like ahead of getting, high-speed internet into our home group. And which we did. We got, then this all happened. And we were like one of the first meetings in the state to get a hybrid meeting going, which goes on Tuesday night if anybody wants to see it. I know there's a few members here from different parts of the zone that's come to our meeting on Tuesday night in Connecticut and Newington. We have somebody that meets in the room. We have somebody that runs a computer in the room, and we have somebody online that runs a computer. And we have formats in place that we talk about when the chairperson gets up there every week. We have chairs spaced 6 feet apart. I think we could fit like 45 people in the room. We do contact tracing. We have a digital thermometer that when you sign in the book, you just bend your forehead over, and it takes a shot of your forehead and with a temperature, and we have everybody write that in the book. So we have a pretty good hybrid meeting going if anybody wants to see it. So one of the things is, I presented something to the warden for institutions, and that, at our home group, actually a Hartford area H&I meets out of there. So we have a good relation. Go ahead.
Now, Mark, let me just ask you, how many prisons are in Connecticut, and how many contacts do you have over there with wardens, counselors, probation officers? Just tell us those stats, and then the contacts that you have and your dedicated server from this meeting.
There's like 20 prisons, but there's just, I'm only one contact with the deputy warden who's in charge. As we did we worked on together that virtual event, and it was pretty good. It was for the first time. I just, right now on the H&I front, I wish I had more information, you know what I mean? Like, we're trying to get the audio in there because the life-saving message of Narcotics Anonymous is the most important thing, to get in there. And then, if we can't get video in there, that's fine, as long as we can get our message in there for now. So we're trying to.
I think what I remember, Mark, from our conversations is you have a proposal that you're trying to present where the COs of the prison would use their iPhones, and that you would be able to, those COs and designated COs would use their personal iPhones to get a signal to bring the audio meeting in. You have your regular H&I format with your readings and your speakers. And so based on the fact that the church where you have this hybrid has a dedicated router that only NA uses and a dedicated room, you're hoping that the prisons will sign off on this so that you'll be able to get a secure space that the prison can sign off on. And that's kind of where you are with that.
Yes, correct. Yeah, and that's, I was talking just about our, the home group meeting, what we started. But yeah, that's what we're trying to do there at that location, because I thought it was good, to have the members say like Osborne Corrections that we go in on Tuesday night. So instead of them going in, they can come to that, to this location, and be in a secured, enclosed room instead of being in houses and things like that. I don't think she liked the fact that, like we're going into H&I prisons from homes. Like, as people do crazy things with their phones, or things go on in the backgrounds and stuff like that. So we thought it was a good idea to maybe test out and do it at use the church location as a closed session between there and the facility, and it would be password protected between just say the 3 or 4 members that were going in there weekly also on the panel. So that was one of the things we said, it would be the same members that are cleared that would go into this room, and this is, at the church location, whatever. And then, at the same time, we were going to do a test at one of the prisons and see, if they like it, the prisons can give the password to every other prison in the state, and our message could be in 1 hour, once a week. It could go until all the prisons,
So yeah, that's incredibly important. And then also you have a letter from the church verifying this private secure server, and that's kind of where you are with that.